Hey everybody, Mike here with Cactus Crawlers RC, and oh no, what's happened to the Capra? That's what I'm gonna call this episode, but actually nothing's happened to the Capra. This is just the body off of it. What's cool about the Capra is that you can unbolt the motor plate with the 4 screws and then the top of the shock towers, and the whole thing just pops out like as a whole unit. The links are attached to that plate, and the shocks of course are attached to the axles, so you could just pretty much just drop the whole thing down as a unit. And of course you have your electronics inside this fuel tank. So you would have to disconnect all that, but overall it's pretty much easy to take this body off of just all the running gear and axles and shocks and everything. So nothing's happened to the Capra. It's just got a little makeover. So what I've done to the Capra is I've mounted the motor plate with the transmission motor, the servo, and the axles and everything onto this SCX10II chassis that I had. It was a pretty easy swap over. I only had to drill like 1 extra hole in the chassis so I can mount it up to the motor plate of the Capra. But once I had that drilled out, and also, you know, putting on these element sliders right here, it bolted together pretty easily. I am using the stock SCX10II shock towers in the front with 2 body posts on it right there, and but in the rear shocks I'm using these shock keys right here to get the angle that I want out of the rear shocks. And I'm only using these shock towers from the Element just so I can mount these 2 body posts, and when I show you the body in a minute you'll see why. This is the body. Heck yeah. So I'm a big bug guy. I love Volkswagens. I've had Volkswagens for decades and decades, and I still own a couple of Volkswagens now. And when I saw this body come out from Proline, I knew I wanted to get it. This is an awesome body. I've tried to run the other body that's mainly meant for like the slash style of truck, and the proportions of it, they just don't do it for me, and it's got that big old engine sticking out the back. But this one, the proportions are just awesome. I mean, it just has that classic bug shape to it. And on the back it doesn't have no fake engine sticking out there. It's got a decklid, you know, with the little license plate light right there. Full fenders. I mean, I know these fenders are gonna probably have to be trimmed out a little bit more, but I'm just gonna run it as it and trim it as I go along, because I just want to do as little trimming to this body as possible. Look at that front end, a full bug front end, little turn signals on the fenders. Heck yeah. It's even got the rag top sunroof on there. So this is an early, because they stopped doing this in '63. So this is an early bug. Heck yeah. So the colors I've decided to do this body is, I've got some of this solid red from Spastics, and I have a bunch of it, and I've got the ultimate black backer from Spastics to go behind them, behind that color. And I did a test spray with the black on the back behind that red, and that's a nice color. I like that. And so my idea is to do a 2-tone on this bug. A classic 2-tone would have had the fenders matching the top and the hood and the rear deck of the bug, and just this inset part of the body right here painted in a different color. So it would be like a red bug with white right here. That would be your more traditional two-tone on the Bug, but I like the modified version where this body line right here pretty much will split the two-tone in half. So the side right here and the fenders will be one color, and the top and the rear deck lid and the front hood would all be the second color. And I decided what I'm going to do is this lower color is going to be this red right there, and for the upper color I'm going to do this gunmetal gray. So it'll be a dark color, but it'll also add a little bit of pop. I think these two colors are going to look really good next to each other. So that's the paint scheme I'm going to do with the Bug. And of course, once I have the paint done, I have the sticker sheet kit from Proline, and I also had some stickers from some other Bug bodies I've done. And one thing that I like on this sticker sheet that the Proline doesn't have is the horn grills. So these horn grills would go on an early Bug right in this area right here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use those horn grill stickers off of that. Once it's all painted and done and stickered up, I think it's going to be an awesome little rig to take out. So let's get this thing all masked up, ready for paint, and see how that goes. All right, everybody, I've got the Bug body masked off for the first color, and the top is all masked, including the back deck lid and the front hood. And everywhere that it's cleared, this is going to be the red color. And I even masked off the running boards, because those will be in black. And just in case I decide to add headlights later on, I went ahead and I masked the headlights. And I masked the taillights too. But the whole top is masked off. And the window masks are on. So alright, I'm going to get this first color on there, and then we'll be back. Alright, everybody, I have the first color on there, which is the red. And it's only been applied to the fenders and the sides. This is just 2 coats of that red. So when I come back with the black backer, that's when it'll darken up and it'll be more like the sample. So let's get this backer on there, and we'll be right back. And here's the paint after having the black applied behind it, and much closer to the sample. And it'll look a whole lot different once I peel away the protective coating. That comes later. So it looks pretty good. Now I want to go ahead and remove all the top masking, and we're going to get our next color on there, which is going to be this gunmetal gray. So let's get to that. Alright, everybody, gunmetal gray is on there, and I like it. It's looking pretty good. That's a good color combination right there. Sweet. So I'm not finished yet. The next thing I want to do is I want to trim the protective film just around this rag top and peel the film away from there, and I just want to paint just that area in a flat black because that's the rag top. So let me get that trimmed out and painted up, and then we'll finish her off. Alright, all the paint is dried, and we're ready to take the film off. This is my favorite part, absolutely favorite part of doing a new body, and we get to see how it really turned out. that. Oh, that looks so good. All right, everybody. Here is the Bug body all done and mounted back onto the Capra chassis. Well, the SCX10II chassis with Capra running gear. And I think it looks awesome. Turned out really good. I went ahead and I just freehand the silver marker for the turn signal housings and the trim rings around the headlights. I didn't get the greatest results that I wanted, but from a distance it looks okay. That is an awesome looking body. And now, that is a very unique, awesome looking Capra. Very cool. Really happy with it. Awesome. Well, the next thing to do is going to be to find a place to take this out and give it a run. Thanks for coming and checking out this episode of Cactus Crawlers RC. Be sure to come back again next time when I take the Capra SCX10II chassis Baja Bug out for a run, and we'll see y'all next time.